What's the worst way your dad hurt you? When I was 9, I fell out of a tree and shattered my left wrist. My father carried me to his workshop, placed my right arm on his table, and smashed it with a hammer. He said, "Uneven injuries will make your skeleton grow crooked. I'm saving you from being deformed." My father had been a physical therapist until he lost his license for experimenting on patients. After that, we became his subjects. After the ER put my cast on, he drove me home in silence. Then he walked me to the workshop and pinned my good arm to the wood. I was crying and begging him to stop. He said, "Unilateral healing will cripple you for life. You'll thank me when you're older." The hammer came down, and I heard the crack underneath my own screaming. My mother stood in the doorway watching the whole thing. She didn't say a single word. He drove me back to the hospital and told them I'd fallen again. After that, every injury needed a twin. When my sister came home with a split lip from softball, my father sat her down in the workshop. She was crying and saying, "It doesn't even hurt that bad. I swear I'm fine." He said, "The left side of your face will heal differently than the right. Your smile will be permanently crooked." He picked up a razor blade. She screamed, "Mom, please help me." My mother stood in the doorway and said, "Just let him do it, honey. It'll be over faster if you don't fight." When my brother burned his palm on the stove, my father made him sit at the workbench. My brother said, "Please, Dad, I'll be more careful. It won't ever happen again. I promise." My father heated up a screwdriver with a lighter and said, "This isn't punishment. This is medicine." He pressed it into my brother's other palm for the exact same amount of time while my brother screamed. My father kept his equipment in a locked cabinet. Hammers, box cutters, lighters, sandpaper, a blowtorch. He had rules for everything. Cuts needed identical length and depth. Burns needed matching temperature and duration. He'd photograph our injuries with a ruler so he could recreate them precisely. During the procedures, he acted calm and clinical. He'd put on latex gloves and say things like, "Bilateral recovery is essential for proper skeletal development." He kept medical textbooks with handwritten notes to prove it was legitimate. My mother would nod along and tell us, "He knows what he's doing. He went to school for this." We learned to hide everything from him. I held a gash on my leg closed with duct tape for a week. My brother limped on a twisted ankle for a month, pretending nothing was wrong. My sister shoplifted concealer to cover bruises on her arms. But every night, our father did symmetry inspections, examining our whole bodies for any imbalance. Getting caught hiding something meant triple punishment. The matching injury, plus an extra wound for lying, plus a match for that one too. When I was 15, I got an infected molar that needed to be pulled. My father said, "The matching tooth on the other side comes out too." I said, "That tooth is completely fine. There's nothing wrong with it." He said, "Asymmetrical jaw structure will cause your face to collapse over time. I'll handle it myself since the dentist won't cooperate." He went to his cabinet and took out a pair of needle nose pliers. I ran to my bedroom and shoved my dresser against the door. For the first time in my entire life, I had something uneven about me, and nobody was going to touch it. My father pounded on the door, screaming, "Your face will be ruined. You're going to be disfigured for the rest of your life." I yelled back, "I don't care." My mother sobbed outside, saying, "Please, sweetheart, just let him help you. He knows what's best." I survived 4 days on hidden granola bars and sink water. My face swelled up on one side, and I stared at it in the mirror, amazed. I loved how lopsided it looked. When I ran out of food and finally opened the door, my father was sleeping right there in the hallway with the pliers clutched in his hand. He woke up and chased me through the house. I barely made it back to my room before he grabbed me. Then I heard him unscrewing the hinges off my door. For 2 weeks straight, he hunted me through the house. He'd ambush me coming out of the bathroom. He'd try to grab me while I slept. He removed every single lock in the house so I had nowhere to hide. He told my siblings he'd skip their next balancing session if they helped hold me down. My brother grabbed my wrists from behind while my father walked toward me with the pliers, saying, "Hold still. This will only take a minute if you cooperate." I kicked free and ran, but there was nowhere left to go. I was trapped. But after that, he got so obsessed with fixing me that he started seeing imbalance everywhere, including on the neighbor kid who had a bandage on his elbow. The boy's mother found my father in our workshop holding a cheese grater to his arm, and she had the police there in minutes, and they uncovered everything. He's still in prison.